It was Fans Fest on Saturday. You went, boots on the ground. Let's give us your impressions, buddy.
Yeah, so okay, I've been thinking about how I want to address this and how I want to say this, and I'm just gonna go off how kind of my mindset was going into it and my day, right?
Yeah.
I really wanted to see the interviews that were scheduled at 2 p.m. And those interviews consisted of not Trey, Trevor May, Coco
T
Chris,
May. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's how you
Trevor
got to
May,
Trey. Yeah.
Coco Chris, and Grant Balfour, right? That was
Hmm.
the interviews I wanted to see. We ended up getting there like a little after 12 o'clock, and I thought it was gonna be like maybe a couple thousand people, like 3,000 people. There was like 12,000 people in total that showed up for this thing. 12 to 13,000 is what they estimated, right?
Yeah, there's different people estimating different things. Some people were saying 10 to 15 was the estimate that I heard,
Yeah.
and if you're telling me 12 or 13, that's right in the middle of that. So
Yeah, I there was a lot of people, and I
I
was
mean,
there for pretty much the heart of it. So,
I'm willing to believe it might have gotten up to as much as 15, but you don't have any professional like people counters there either. So
the
it's
only
tough to
thing
say
you
for
could
sure.
say that's being evaluated is because Drake's Brewery was the organization that dipped out from the and I'm gonna put in quotations because we don't nothing is proven yet. Pressure from the shitty ownership of the Oakland A's.
Right.
So
It sounded like maybe the A's didn't shake down Drake's per se. They shut down Aramark or whoever is running, you
right,
know, and then they did that to Drake's, and Drake's was the only one that said, "Yeah, okay, we'll dip out." Allegedly,
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 yeah.
allegedly.
But it did open up the door for 7 different breweries to join, which
Hmm.
your boy did try quite a few of those.
Putting in
Uh,
work, love it.
yeah. I guess where I'm getting at is that the estimation of the 12 to 15,000 people, they ran out of beer. So there was like 9 stands in total of beer. They all ran out of beer. Um,
In hindsight, it might be a good thing
yeah,
that Drake's dipped out because they would have ran out before you even showed up.
exactly,
If
exactly.
Drake's was still there. Then
Yeah,
you had half a dozen others backfilling in, and they bring even more beer, and there you go. At least there was enough for most of the event.
yeah, and then there was also a gin stand. I think Tim's in the auto here. The gin stand was near you where you were working. Tim, you were doing the Boy Scouts. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we were working with a nonprofit called Dirty Nature, and they go to different events and help to keep the event clean. Which you guys made the entire our job was almost obsolete because you guys like threw away everything. Like there was hardly any trash anywhere. You guys kept it very clean. But yeah, yeah, well, I was there just trying to help out, and yeah, it was with a partnership with the Cub Scouts of America as well.
How impressive is that though? There was 12 to 15,000 estimated, right? And it was clean. Like people, as we were saying before the show, people were actually recycling things. People were actually doing landfill things. They were putting them in where they needed to be, which
Mhm.
I don't think I've been to the Coliseum and seen them do that. So,
Yeah,
um,
everybody was on their best behavior for sure.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely. Some things that I saw at the Fan Fest that I thought was amazing. Okay, so one, it was super organized. I made sure that I went and thanked, the Oakland 68s. I made sure that I went and thanked the Last Dive Bar. They both had their individual booths next to the main stage. And there was a stage inside the building and a stage outside. Outside was the main stage. And that's where they conducted most of their interviews and music was there. But what was great about it was just the love that you got from everyone around it, the feeling that everyone was just coming together, unifying. It was amazing to see. I had literally said that out loud to a couple fans, and this guy dressed up as Dave Cavall comes up to me and he goes, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! A's fans are nice and loyal in Oakland? Never." So he goes, I go, "Are you Dave Cavell?" He goes, "Yes." And before you say anything, and he pulls out of his pocket a piece of paper. He unfolds the paper and he goes, "We do have ballpark renderings." And it was like a crayon drawn picture of a ballpark. I was,
Okay, so I actually watched Foul Territory. They had like a 3-hour live stream from
yeah,
there, and they talked to the players, and they talked to Melissa Lockhart and Casey Pratt, and they
right.
talked to Hal, and they talked to fake Dave Cavill as well.
Yeah,
So he pulled them up on the on that one, and you can
yeah.
see like, oh, here's the skyline. We might need to move that over here or whatever.
He was
But
great, man. He was going around and just
he had
totally,
the tone too. Like
yeah,
he did some work. Like that's a theater kid, man. That is
yeah.
a theater kid for sure.
The cadence and everything he taught, it was exactly how Dave would talk. And it was great because he was going around and just like messing with every A's fan. Like, oh, you're happy to be here? You shouldn't be. Like, just like really leaning into being Dave Cavell. And it was great. I loved every bit of it. Hal was there as well. He was dressed up as a rally possum, which was great. And Tim, you were wondering how your kid got cotton candy. Hal was walking around with a tray full of cotton candy given away for free to everyone and anyone who wanted cotton candy. So I'm sure that lady acquired some and then gave some to the your son. So
That's how that happened because they their first round of cotton candy, they were excited and then they couldn't find cotton candy anymore. I'm like, I guess it's gone. I mean, it's free cotton candy. Of course it's gone. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Another thing I noted too was the interview process. Okay, so when you walk inside, they had like a upstairs area, which they call like the green room area for, obviously the athletes that were there and some of the news media that was there. Coco Chris, Grant Balfour, and Trevor May just said screw it, and they went underneath the ropes and just walked with the people and just like took pictures, signed autographs.
mm,
They were like, I'm here for you and you guys are here for us. I don't need to be behind a rope. At one point, and Casey Pratt said it, and it's true, Grant Balfour just left. He just started walking around the booths and just going to see whatever was out here. He was like, I miss being here.
that's so cool.
So I thought that
Yeah.
was awesome. While they were doing the interview process, they had a band which sounded like they were at the Coliseum, just banging away, making horn noises the whole time, right? And Melissa Lockhart goes, I think we should probably tell that band to be quiet because we're about to do the interviews of the players. But even if we told them, they're not going to. This is the Oakland A's.
Right.
So they were great. Grant Balfour is huge. He looks like he could still pitch. Like that's not a joke. He's
Mhm.
massive human being right now. Coco Chris was surprisingly really an eloquent public speaker, and he was really funny. He was talking about how the Burning Lean happened, and he had mentioned that it was not started by Jerry Blevins. It's contrary to
That's
belief.
a little bit of a controversy there.
Yeah, yeah.
They're both trying to take credit for it. So I'm gonna side with Coco on this one because Coco showed up. So
Yeah. So
tough luck, Blevins.
what I heard was that Coco had brought it into the locker room, this song, right? The Burning Lean song. Josh Reddick, he brought it in. Okay, so Coco Chris brought it in as a joke, just because he was the resident DJ for the locker room. He always played the music. Okay. He brought this song as a joke, and Josh Reddick was like, hey, that song's pretty catchy. And he's like, Are you serious? And Josh Reddick, Careless Whisper, he told Coco Chris, you should make it your walk-up music. And he goes, I don't know. And so he did. And then that's when Jerry Blevins came in and said, oh, Coco, you should do the dance, right? So Coco did the dance, but he does give credit to Jerry Blevins for being the best at doing the dance because he was tall and lanky and just could do
Right.
it
Yeah.
better than anybody
There's
else.
more movement there in the
Yes, yes,
shoulders.
yes. So Coco takes credit for bringing the song, doing the dance in public, but crediting Jerry Blevins for telling him to do the dance, even though Blevins probably did the dance better. So all in all, man, it was a great time. Definitely loved every bit of it. I mean, I guess we were there for the A's and there was a lot of support for that. And Rick Tittle, Casey Pratt, Melissa Lockhart, they did a great job emceeing it. 68s and Dive Bar did an amazing job of putting this on. Like many people say, if you're keeping in tune with other broadcasters for this whole situation, 68s and Last Dive Bar, they're just fans. They're not event coordinators. They don't do this. they did this all on their own time, and you know, they've got family and jobs, and they put on an amazing, well organized show. And we're able to get top people coming in to showcase what is happening and what the A's, or at least what Oakland is all about keeping everything here. So I do want to say that yes, it was about the A's, but the Oakland roots were there. The Oakland soul was there. The Ballers had their press conference. You know, there's a lot of Oakland things involved in this too. Even the Stockton Ports showed up with their mascot and giving away free tickets to the games. Which I did get an email today. Your boy did not win the free tickets, unfortunately, but they did give you a discount. You get a
that's
discount.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right. Yeah, I mean, and it's single A also, so I mean, it's already not terribly expensive to go anyway. So it's just
agreed.
you got to get out to Stockton to do it. And,
True.
The Altamont is notoriously a pain in the ass. But
that is true. That is very true. But
Definitely true.
I had a great time. I know, Tim, you know, I don't know what memories you may have had, but I think you kind of touched it on that. It just seemed like everyone was happy. Everyone was organized. Nobody was rowdy. You know, I don't know if you saw anything different, but from where you were at, but
no, everybody like I don't know how to say this, but it was like you knew that there was a funeral happening, but everybody was happy about it anyway. You know, like
yes,
it was
we turned that fucker into a wake is what happened.
Yeah.
yes.
Because I saw so much love for
at a
the
dive
A's,
bar, a dive bar wake.
and I was like, you know, well, I've been hearing so much bad, especially from you guys, you know, talking about how everything sucks about what's happening with the A's. But then, like, you know, seeing
that's true, Tim. That's true. We do talk about it a lot, and I think we're just so, you know, mentally and emotionally invested into this team growing up that it does feel like it's getting ripped from us. So we are a little depressed about it. But don't get us wrong. I mean, we're very happy to be fans of this Oakland team. We're just not happy to be fans of this ownership. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as if they like if Las Vegas falls through, and if it does fall through, I have to imagine John Fisher basically just cuts bait and sells the team at that point.
Yeah.
If that happens, I'm buying tickets for the next game. Like,
yeah,
and I'm not the only one. Like, there's like the next game. Like, as soon as a new seller, like as soon as somebody takes over this team that actually wants to keep them in Oakland, ticket sales are going to go through the roof already. Like that is guaranteed. That is locked in. That's going to happen. So I mean, that's just kind of what a lot of A's fans are waiting for at this point. We don't want to give John Fisher any more money at all.
Yeah.
Hell, even like the boycott that's happening on opening day, just going into the parking lot to, you know, spend $30 or whatever, that feels gross, you know? So I'm not going to that. I have other plans. It's my birthday. Sue me. I'm going to Disney. Whatever.
I'm gonna go do birthday things.
I'm gonna go do birthday things. God damn it! I'm gonna be an adult and have a Ghirardelli milkshake at 9 a.m.
Heck yeah, why not?
Well, yeah.
I did one more memorable thing, and then we can move off it because there's not much more. Yeah. But Tim, did you see? Okay, Vince, there was like I don't know, 15 to 18 to somewhere in there porta potties, right? Tim, did you see what was on every single door of the porta potties?
I think it starts with John and ends with Fisher.
Yeah, so every porta potty had a picture of John Fisher's face on it, and they called it the John.
I think I did see that at some point on somebody's feed. I must have watched like a dozen different feeds.
Yeah,
different people there, mostly the professional ones, but also a couple of fan ones snuck in there as well. So yeah, this was quite an event. I had I wish I could have gone, but I had other things happening that I couldn't.
Not a problem, man. I mean,
but we had boots on the ground representative Tyler. Yeah. So
and I got my clown nose. My son got his clown nose.
They had a picture of like you remember Major League where they had the cutout of the owner.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like that, but it was put the nose on the clown. That was the game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's cool, man. Like I'm glad you got to do that. You know, I got to see everyone put the nose on the clown because right next to it was a brewery stand. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
but yeah, it was great. I don't want to say I want another Fans Fest. I'd like to have a new ownership and they put on a Fan Fest for us. But you know, amazing job from the 68s and the last dive bar.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hands down.
completely
Phenomenal.
agree.
Yeah.
Excellent work.